So if I was doing my GCSEs or A-levels again, these are the 4 things that I would do differently, which I didn't do, especially during my GCSEs, which I do regret now. So the first thing is to make spreadsheets for each of your subjects. So what I would do is I'd make a spreadsheet either on, Excel spreadsheets or Google Sheets. And then on there, you would list out every topic within your your specification for your course. If you don't know what topics there are, you can either ask your teacher, you can look at a textbook, because normally the textbooks for your exam board will have them in there, or you can go online and search up the specification for your subject for your exam board, and then basically you just list out all the topics, and then for each one you would either highlight the box next to it as red, amber or green. So the red obviously is the topics that you struggle with the most, green is good, and amber obviously is in the middle. You get the point. So that way you're able to see clearly which ones need your most immediate attention. And then also when you go through and you revise those topics that need more attention, and you're able to change them to green from red, or from red to amber and then amber to green, you'll feel so good about yourself, because visually you will see your progress, and that will help to motivate you even more as well. Second thing, this is something that I didn't do during my GCSEs as much. This is using spaced repetition with your flashcards. So a lot of you probably do make flashcards and you do use them, but do you use spaced repetition? That is the key thing that you should be asking yourself. Spaced repetition, if you don't know what that is basically where you learn flashcards, and then after a certain amount of time you go over them again, and then as you know them, the intervals between which you learn them again, they get bigger and bigger and bigger, and then over time you're able to get the information into your head based on how well you know the information. This is as opposed to like a bulk revision, because when you're doing bulk revision, like you're revising like all of your flashcards in one go every single day, you're not going to be separating them out in your memory based on how well you know them. So you'll be wasting your time revising flashcards that you already know really well again and again and again, and you won't be giving due attention to stuff that you don't know as well. That's why spaced repetition is so important. If you don't know how to do that, I've made a video on it previously for both digital flashcards and for paper flashcards as well, so go check it out. Spaced repetition is a really important aspect that you need to incorporate into your vision, because it will help you to make a maximum use of your time. You won't be wasting your time revising stuff you don't need to revise, just like you would with making a spreadsheet. You'd be prioritizing your time for stuff that you don't know as well. Third thing, and this is so vital, is working on exam technique. This is something that I especially failed at during my A-levels. Not so much during my GCSEs, but during my A-levels I really failed at this. It's doing the exam technique. All you need to do is just go online and search up, either go to your exam boards for your course, the exam board websites, because they usually have all of the past papers on there. If you can't find it, then just go on Physics and Maths Tutor and then put in your course, your exam board and all of that, and then all the past papers by year should be listed on there. Usually you'd have a revision timetable. For example, if it's Monday and Monday is maths, then on Monday you can do you don't have to do an entire past paper, but you can do a question, or if it's maths, like a page of questions, or if it's English, then you can do like a single past paper question. And then what you can do is you can then mark it yourself if you want to, but if it's something like English where the marking can be subjective, then what I'd recommend you do is give it to your teachers and they can mark it for you and give you feedback, and then you can just repeat the process. That's what I did during my GCSEs for English, and that is something that I failed to do during A-level psychology, and I really did wish I did it, because then that would have helped me to build up my exam technique. And if you've watched my video on my A-level results, I did get a B in psychology, and I think one of the main things that caused me to get that B was failing in my exam technique, which would have been easily fixed if I'd simply done exam technique, if I'd practiced it. And then finally, the fourth biggest regret. This is something that I struggle with during GCSEs, but it cost me the most during my A-levels. It's extra time. If you need extra time, you need to go to your focus, to your exam team within your school, and you need to ask for extra time. It doesn't mean that you struggle. It doesn't mean you're dumb. It doesn't mean any of those things. Those are all just dumb stigmas that prevent you from achieving what you need to achieve. And at the end of the day, if you're worried about because this is something that I struggled with when I was doing my GCSEs, people used to mock people who had extra time, calling them dumb and stuff, and that I think is what deterred me from getting extra time, because it just made me feel like I'm dumb. That's not the case. For me, what I struggled with was I'm quite obsessive with my work, so I read a question multiple times to make sure that I understand it fully before I start writing, and then I waffle a lot and that causes me to like lose time for the later questions, which is where I probably needed extra time, especially during my GCSEs, because I always struggled to finish the papers on time for that reason. It does not mean you're dumb, it just, for whatever reason, like maybe you can't write quick enough, or maybe it takes a bit of time for you to like absorb a question, or you can't work under pressure well, like you break under pressure. Whatever the reason may be, if you need extra time, if you find yourself constantly like failing to finish an exam paper, that means you need extra time, and you should go and get it. Don't care about what other people think, because this is what I needed to say to myself at the time, or I wish someone told me, is that at the end of the day, when you achieve the qualification and that qualification is less than you would have achieved because you ran out of time, you're not going to be able to turn around and say, oh yeah, but I got this grade because I didn't get extra time because of them, because they were like making fun of people and I felt embarrassed. You're not going to be able to pin it on anybody. Like, at the end of the day, that is your grade, and that is what you're going to be carrying with you for the rest of your life, unless you resat the exam, which would, I believe, would cost money and not many people want to do. With my A-level psychology, I ran out of time and I missed out on about 20 marks worth because I ran out of time. And during my A-levels, the main reason why I didn't get extra time was because I was too lazy. So that was a whole different issue altogether. Don't be that person. Like, if you need extra time, just go and get it. Like, because you'll regret it if you don't. Because I'm regretting it a lot now. But yeah. And yeah, that is my 4 pieces of advice and 4 biggest regrets I had during my exam season, that I would go back and change if I could. So don't make the same mistakes, because they'll probably cost you. And I'm sorry that I haven't been uploading as much. I've just been really busy with stuff. But now I'm back and I'll be uploading regularly from now on, inshallah. So stay tuned. And yeah, I don't think I have anything left to say other than good luck with your exams. You got this. And yeah, bye guys.